I was the lead investigator in Ireland and a co-investigator in the 4-day week global trials. The idea is the employees commit to 100% of organisational goals for 80% of the time for 100% of the pay. We provide research support, so we do baseline, midpoint, endline surveys, we do interviews with employees and employers, what worked, what didn't. We get employees to recreate their day off so we can see what they're doing. And the idea is to better understand what are the economic, social and ecological implications of a reduced work time with no reduction in pay. The first wave of companies who came on the trial were 12 Irish organisations, and we'd 4 in the US. Subsequently been rolled out across North America, parts of continental Europe, Australia, New Zealand. There's a trial wrapping up in South Africa. So we have close to 3,000 employees now across the world. Close to 90% of the organisations post-trial continued with the reduced work time schedule. The most surprising finding for me, quite honestly, was the consistency of our findings over temporal context, over geographic context, across sectors, across organisational size. Employee wellbeing outcomes go up, and they go up commensurate to the amount of time they have off. We see gains in wellbeing in terms of a reduction in sleep problems, increase in positive affect, reduction in depressive symptoms. We ask employees at the end, how much of a pay bump would it take for you to go back to 5 days? There's a minority, about 15% or so, who say they wouldn't go back to 5 days for any amount of money. Majority would want about 50 to 60% increase to go back to that 5 days. It's really allowing people the time and freedom to kind of do what they need to do in their lives. There's been lots of interest in the findings from policymakers. So in Ireland, I've met with several policymakers, the Taoiseach, the Minister for Public Expenditure, given briefings in the Oireachtas about it too. So lots of different policymakers at different levels are interested in this, from an environmental perspective, from a gender equality perspective, from citizen well-being perspective, as we try to grapple with how do we move towards a well-being economy.